Until one fully comes into their divine knowledge, until one fully takes possession of their divinity, of the knowledge of their divinity, until one fully sits within the throne of God and is in full possession of all the divine powers and wears all of the robes of the godly, you will be susceptible to attacks from darkness. And I'm here now with a special message even, for those who feel chosen. This message perhaps will not resonate with everyone, but for a select few, it will hit home. This will resonate. It's becoming clear to many of you just how potent your presence is. Though some may still be unaware, unbeknownst to you, you have been surrounded by entities that the world might label as dark witches and warlocks, sorcerers of ill intent, driven by their desire to thwart your divine mission. These beings have actively engaged in spell work aimed at draining your energy and dimming your spiritual light. They have targeted your finances, mental health, spiritual growth, and love life with intense energy and malicious intentions, summoning dark forces in their efforts. However, what they fail to recognize is the extent of your power and protection. They underestimated you, simply assuming that you were inexperienced in spiritual matters and vulnerable to their attacks. They thought you lacked the knowledge to shield yourself, elevate your energy, and connect spiritually. But they were wrong, oh so wrong, and now it's becoming increasingly clear just how strong and protected you truly are. Their intention was to keep you dormant, unaware of your burgeoning spiritual prowess. Yet what they didn't anticipate was the exponential growth of your spiritual gifts that have now taught them a lesson. Once revered as high-ranking dark entities like witches and warlocks, they placed you in solitude, unknowingly nurturing the very power they feared in this forced seclusion. Your spiritual abilities sharpened. Your spiritual abilities came into full fruition, offering you crystal clear insights that necessitated a strengthening of your defenses. This period of introspection brought you closer to your divine guardians, enhancing your communication connections at once ensnared with your spiritual team and solidifying your resolve to ascend to your highest purpose. As you grew and saw through the veil of deceit lifted, exposing the superficial connections that you once thought were your closest friends, how they ensnared you. Those who opposed you, hidden behind the scenes, now grapple with bruised egos. For years, their influence wreaked havoc in the lives of the unguarded. But you were different. Their conventional tactics failed against you, unveiling their impotence and shaking their foundations. This confrontation with you marked a turning point. It set their destinies on a path of inevitable downfall. Their collective efforts to crush your spirit through elaborate rituals and ceremonies only showcase their desperation. They now face the profound consequences of underestimating your strength and resilience as they witness your continued rise, unscathed by their best efforts. Their confusion deepens how you could seemingly alone and isolated, withstand and transcend their greatest attacks. This enigma continues to unravel them as they confront the reality of their failure against a truly empowered soul. Every time they tried to suppress you, you emerged stronger, which left them baffled and questioning their effectiveness. They gathered amongst themselves, perplexed, forced to confront their ineptitude, forced to confront the uncomfortable truth that perhaps they were not as formidable as they believed. This realization prompted a profound reassessment of their beliefs and the powers they once revered. They now understand that what they consider potent is trivial, and the failure In the face of your spiritual ascendancy, their envy of your spiritual gifts is palpable. But their deeper frustration stems from their spectacular failure to derail your journey toward enlightenment and your divine role as a teacher, leader, and healer. This failure has catalyzed a significant transformation in you. You are now diverging from past practices that no longer align with your spiritual mission. You've awakened to the realization that your purpose involves substantial spiritual work, uplifting humanity, and fostering a collective rise in consciousness. This new understanding marks a departure from the religious doctrines you were raised with, which perhaps labeled such spiritual practices as misguided. Those practices of natural magic that the organized religion has maligned, and that is how they have disconnected individuals such as yourself from your true power. Doctrines you were raised with, which perhaps labeled such spiritual practices of magic as misguided or evil. You now see that these practices connecting you with ancestors, engaging with angels, creating sacred spaces, and using natural elements for healing are not just benign, but are potent tools meant specifically for the chosen. The narrative that these spiritual tools were wicked was a distortion, a perversion by those who once understood their power and used it for harm, while the chosen were dormant. These gatekeepers manipulated spiritual knowledge, performing rituals and spell work designed to ensure that you lived a predestined life of struggle, influenced by the trials imposed on your ancestors. This understanding has now empowered you to reclaim these spiritual tools and use them righteously, aligning with your true purpose and transcending the limitations they hope to impose as you continue to ascend and rise, to hinder and embrace your role. Those who once thought to control and confine your spiritual path, well, they're left to witness the powerful unfoldment of your divine destiny. Unable to hinder your progress any longer for the chosen, there have always been gatekeepers appointed by the powers that by ensuring you remain shackled within rebellion, within the confines of the societal matrix, yet you have awakened, remembering who you truly are, rejecting the restrictive rules imposed by society. You chose rebellion, breaking free with conviction to restore balance and reclaim your rightful place and tools bestowed by the Most High. For the chosen to heal, awaken, and activate their divine essence, you began using tools labeled as wicked by your foes who underestimated your spiritual awakening. They thought they could crush you, hoping you'd never rise again, and some even wished for your ultimate demise. However, their plans had spectacularly backfired. Now, they see your strength and resilience, recognizing that they have lost and you have triumphed, a reality they struggle to accept. Despite their efforts to bury you, what they did not realize was that they were not burying you, they were planting you in the soil. In the darkness, you were not hindered, but nourished and grounded. This was where you found yourself, got watered, healed, purified, and reconnected with your roots and Mother Earth. From that darkness, you have sprouted, and now the world watches as you rise, growing into something unimaginable even to those who sought to hold you back. They are dismayed as you continue to overcome, evolving far beyond their grasp. Every trap and snare they set was futile because you were meant to be more than their sacrifice. You were destined to be a beacon of hope and transformation as you blossom. Those who once plotted against you witness a phoenix rising from the ashes, marveling at your liberation and the grandeur of your ascent. What they intended for your downfall has become the foundation of your extraordinary rise, proving once and for all that the chosen cannot be contained by the shadows. Cast upon them, you were intended to be a sacrifice that would empower them, enabling them to claim victory over yet another soul. Those who prided themselves on destroying lives, taking souls, but they severely underestimated you. Now you're feeling the stark repercussions. Now they are feeling the stark repercussions as all is interconnected, as those chosen by Christ, chosen by the light, those are feeling the boomerang, the stark repercussions of their actions as the karma they deserve boomerangs back to them, bringing a profound sense of dread. These individuals thrived on creating havoc. Instigating trauma, drama, and pain was their way of life. Ironically, despite their united front against you, they harbored no genuine affinity for each other. And yet now, through this ordeal, your spiritual discernment sharpened, your intuition guided you, lifting your spirit and opening your eyes to the true nature of those around you as you began to sever ties, not just physically but spiritually. You embraced your true self, realizing your inherent authority to grow, protect your energy, and reclaim your power. You declared a righteous judgment upon your adversaries. No longer submissive or passive, you recognized the power of your thoughts and the divine assignment that you were given, and the divine assignment bestowed upon you. You understood that the trials you faced were not meant to break you, but to test your mettle, to refine you into a diamond, now shining brightly, embodying purpose, demonstrating the immense power and resilience of the human spirit. When aligned with the divine, now what once seemed immovable has shifted, and you stand a renewed testament to the transformative power of faith and inner strength. Now, as you've stepped into your power, your spiritual team is more active than ever. They've always been there, but it's your asking for protection of your ancestors and the divine team supporting you. And they failed to recognize the royalty in your bloodline, the sacred codes within your DNA, that link you to the ancient wisdom, and embody amidst their confusion protection of powers. You possess a connection to elemental and celestial forces, earth, wind, water, fire, stars, and planets, a connection so profound that it dwarfs any malevolent intent directed towards you. Those who opposed you, even using demonic forces, found that their efforts were futile, as these lower entities must bow before the high vibrational presence you embody. Amidst their confusion and the crumblings of their own foundations, you have only grown stronger and more connected to your divine purpose. You have accessed the Akashic records, tapped into your age-old wisdom, and realized your role not just as a survivor, but as a leader, a teacher, and a healer. The traps and snares laid out for you became the very catalyst for your spiritual awakening. Your foes have lost their grip, leaving you not just standing, but rising, soaring to new heights. As you align more fully with your divine calling, the floodgates are open now, releasing a deluge of blessings, spiritual gifts, and profound inner peace that had been withheld by those who feared your ascension. As you embrace your destiny, you reclaim everything that was meant for you, your inheritance, your sovereignty, your rightful place in the universe. This is your time to shine, to show the world the strength and the grace of being divinely chosen, a testament to the power of faith and the undeniable force of your spiritual lineage. Let them observe from afar. Their attention on you is inevitable as they navigate the repercussions of their actions. As they watch, they must also dodge the consequences that relentlessly pursue them. Despite their efforts to evade, the Most High's aim is unerring, witnessing your ascent. They'll see their own lives spiral, a direct result of their choices. They'll see their own lives enter into despair as they fully inherit the darkness they sought to put upon you. It's not a situation to pity, for karma is necessary to restore balance. This process compels them to introspect, to heal, and to eventually understand the gravity of meddling with the chosen. Through their trials, they may find humility and recognize the supreme authority of the Most High. The Most High, Mother, Father, God, the all that is, the divine grid programmer, who hold the ultimate power over our destinies. No force, be it demonic or human, can alter what the divine has ordained.